My beloved soul, pause for a moment and breathe. What you are about to hear is not random, not accidental, and not meant for just anyone. If this message has found you, there is a reason deeper than logic. Stay with me, do not rush, because every word unfolding now is connected to a truth that has been moving silently behind the scenes of your life. Something significant is shifting, and once you understand it, you will never look at your situation the same way again. Your person had no idea that a single moment could change the way they see everything. They were moving through their day like any other, carrying you quietly in their thoughts the way they always do, trying to distract themselves, trying to stay grounded, trying to convince their heart to remain calm. But the heart does not listen to logic when destiny is involved. And then it happened. Their phone rang. An unfamiliar number appeared on the screen. For a split second, they considered ignoring it, but something inside them urged them to answer. That choice set everything in motion. The voice on the other end was firm, confident, and unsettling. It did not sound confused or unsure. It sounded intentional. The words came quickly, wrapped in concern but edged with control. They were told to stay away from you. They were told that being close to you would cause problems, that getting involved with you would create complications, that continuing this connection would not end well. The tone was not gentle. It was not curious. It was authoritative, as if the caller believed they had the right to interfere. At first, your person felt stunned. Not because they believed the warning, but because of who the warning came from. This was not someone from their world. This was not someone who truly knew them or their journey. This was someone connected to you. Someone who knew your name. Someone who spoke as if they understood your life better than anyone else. Someone who believed they had influence over the direction your story should take. When the call ended, silence filled the space around your person. Their hand tightened around the phone, their chest felt heavy, and their thoughts raced. Not once did they think, maybe I should walk away. Instead, their mind went straight to you. Your face. Your voice. Your energy. The way you make them feel seen without effort. The way conversations with you feel real, unforced, and safe. That was the moment they realized something important. If someone is trying this hard to keep them away from you, then what you share must be powerful. They replayed the call in their mind, not focusing on the words, but on the intention behind them. The urgency felt strange. The fear felt misplaced. The interference felt personal. And slowly, a realization began to surface. This was not about protecting anyone. This was about control. Someone close to you is afraid. Afraid of change. Afraid of losing their influence. Afraid of what happens when you step fully into your own power and choose your own happiness. Your person felt a surge of emotion, not anger toward you, but protectiveness. They began to see you differently, not as someone who needs to be warned against, but as someone who needs to be protected from manipulation. They thought about the way you have grown recently. How your energy has shifted. How you have become more aware, more observant, more selective. Growth makes insecure people uncomfortable. Healing threatens those who benefit from your wounds. That night, your person could not sleep. They lay awake, staring at the ceiling, replaying every interaction they have ever had with you. Every laugh. Every deep conversation. Every moment that felt bigger than coincidence. They realized how often you have been patient, how often you have been understanding, how often you have carried emotional weight without complaint. And suddenly, it became clear. You are not the danger here. You are the awakening. They checked their phone again, not to return the call, but to open your chat. Seeing your name alone brought calm. That was all the confirmation they needed. No warning could undo what their soul already knows. They are not connected to you out of habit. They are connected to you out of recognition. Something about you feels familiar in a way that cannot be explained. As the hours passed, your person started connecting dots they had ignored before. The subtle tension when certain people are mentioned. The strange reactions when your happiness becomes visible. The disguised concern that feels more like resistance. Someone around you does not want you to move forward. Not because they care about your well-being, but because your growth threatens their comfort. Your person began to understand that the call was never meant to help them. It was meant to scare them into backing away so that you could be kept exactly where someone else wants you. Small. Accessible. Predictable. But you are no longer that version of yourself, and that is what terrifies them. Instead of creating doubt, the call ignited clarity. Instead of pushing your person away, it pulled them closer. For the first time, they admitted to themselves that what they feel for you goes beyond interest. This is not curiosity. This is not convenience. This is attachment at a soul level. And once that truth settled in, there was no turning back. They began asking themselves difficult questions. Why does your presence bring peace? Why does distance from you feel unnatural? Why does every attempt to move on circle back to you? The answers were uncomfortable but undeniable. You matter to them in a way that cannot be silenced by outside voices. Your person felt something shift internally. A quiet resolve formed. They decided that no one else gets to decide who they care for. No one else gets to interfere with something this genuine. No one else gets to speak for their heart. That decision marked a turning point. They started paying attention to their intuition more closely. The caller knew too much. Spoke too confidently. Assumed authority they did not have. This was someone who believes they own a say in your life. Someone who is not ready to let go of that control. Someone who feels entitled to manage your choices. Your person felt a deep sense of sadness when they realized this. Not for themselves, but for you. Because it means that while you are trying to grow, heal, and move forward, someone close to you is quietly working against that progress. Not openly. Not honestly. But behind the scenes. This realization did not make your person want to retreat. It made them want to stand beside you. They want to be someone who supports your freedom, not restricts it. Someone who celebrates your growth, not fears it. Someone who chooses you without conditions. They began imagining the conversation they will eventually have with you. A conversation rooted in honesty, not secrecy. They want to tell you everything, not to create conflict, but to bring truth into the light. Because truth is the only thing that can break hidden manipulation. Your person knows that when they speak to you, you will understand immediately. Your intuition has already been sensing something is off. You have felt the shift. The distance. The subtle pressure. This will not shock you. It will confirm what your soul already knows. The universe has a way of exposing hidden intentions when the time is right. That phone call was not meant to stop this connection. It was meant to reveal who is afraid of it. And once fear is exposed, it loses its power. Your person is no longer confused. They are no longer hesitant. They are no longer silent. They are preparing to take a step forward with clarity and intention. Not impulsively. Not recklessly. But truthfully. They understand now that real connections are tested before they are strengthened. Interference appears right before alignment. Resistance shows up when transformation is near. This is not the end of something. This is the beginning of something deeper. Someone tried to interfere because they sensed they were losing control. But control built on fear cannot survive truth. And truth is rising fast. Your person is coming toward you with honesty, protection, and a deeper understanding of what you mean to them. They are done allowing outside voices to influence something this real. The next phase of this connection will be built on transparency, not secrecy. Soon, the truth will surface naturally. Masks will fall without confrontation. Intentions will reveal themselves without force. And you will see clearly who has been standing in your light and who has been quietly blocking it. Stay grounded. Stay aware. Trust your intuition. You are not imagining the shift. You are not overthinking the signs. Everything is unfolding exactly as it should. What was meant to divide is about to unite. What was meant to control is about to be exposed. And what was meant to stop this connection has only made it stronger. If this message resonated with you, take a moment to reflect, to protect your energy, and to honor your growth. And if you feel guided, you can support this space by liking, sharing, or commenting. Your presence and energy matter more than you realize. Stay open. Stay aware. Something powerful is moving in your favor. My beloved soul, stay present with me a little longer. What is unfolding now is still moving, still aligning, still revealing itself layer by layer. The story did not pause after that moment. In fact, everything accelerated quietly, beneath the surface, where only intuition can sense it. After that night, your person began to notice how the universe itself seemed to respond to their decision. Small signs appeared. Repeated thoughts of you that felt stronger than before. Dreams that felt vivid, almost like conversations without words. Moments where your energy suddenly crossed their mind out of nowhere, bringing warmth instead of confusion. This was not imagination. This was alignment beginning to take shape. They started seeing you differently, not as someone they could keep at a distance anymore, but as someone deeply woven into their future. The warning call had stripped away every excuse they once used to stay silent. It removed the comfort of avoidance. It forced honesty. And honesty has a way of demanding action. Your person reflected on how often you have been misunderstood by people around you. How your kindness has been mistaken for weakness. How your silence has been taken as permission. How your patience has been used by those who fear losing you. They realize that the person who made that call knows exactly who you are becoming, and that terrifies them. Because once you step fully into your truth, you will no longer bend to manipulation disguised as concern. You will no longer carry emotional burdens that were never yours. You will no longer explain yourself to those who benefit from misunderstanding you. Your person could feel that shift happening inside you, even from a distance. They sense that you are waking up. Becoming more selective. Protecting your peace. And when someone senses they are about to lose control over you, they often act desperately. That phone call was desperation, not power. In the days that followed, your person noticed something else. The more they leaned into their feelings for you, the lighter they felt. The fear dissolved. The confusion cleared. It became obvious that staying away from you would be the real loss, not staying close. They began to understand that love does not feel heavy like restriction. Love feels expansive. Love feels honest. Love feels like being able to breathe fully. And that is exactly how you make them feel. Your person also began to sense your emotions more clearly. Moments when you felt uneasy. Times when your energy felt guarded. They realized you may already be dealing with subtle pressure, quiet manipulation, or emotional guilt from someone close. And that realization stirred something protective within them. Not possessive. Not controlling. Protective in the purest sense. The kind that wants to see you free, not owned. Happy, not dependent. Strong, not confined. They know now that when they come to you, it must be with truth, not half-answers. With courage, not hesitation. With clarity, not confusion. They do not want to repeat old patterns. They want to build something clean, something grounded, something real. Meanwhile, the person who made that call is growing uneasy. When manipulation fails, anxiety rises. When control slips, behavior becomes erratic. You may start noticing subtle changes. Increased curiosity about your choices. Passive comments masked as jokes. Sudden concern that feels intrusive. These are not coincidences. These are signs of fear surfacing. The universe has a way of exposing intentions without confrontation. You will not need to accuse. You will not need to fight. Truth reveals itself naturally when light becomes too bright to hide from. Your person is preparing for that moment. They are choosing their words carefully. Not to protect the manipulator, but to protect you. They want you to feel supported, not shaken. Empowered, not overwhelmed. They know that once everything is in the open, nothing will be the same again. And that is not something to fear. That is something to welcome. Because stagnation was never meant to be your destination. This connection was challenged because it matters. Tested because it is real. Pressured because it carries growth within it. Weak bonds are ignored. Strong ones are confronted. Your person is no longer questioning the pull they feel toward you. They accept it now. They trust it. They honor it. And with that acceptance comes action. Soon, communication will shift. The tone will change. The honesty will deepen. You will feel it before it happens. A sense of anticipation. A quiet knowing. A feeling that something long delayed is finally arriving. When they speak to you, listen not just to their words, but to the energy behind them. You will hear truth where there was once hesitation. Certainty where there was once doubt. Presence where there was once distance. And when the truth about the caller becomes clear, you will not feel shock. You will feel validation. Because your intuition has been warning you gently for some time now. This is not a story about betrayal alone. This is a story about awakening. About choosing yourself. About reclaiming your right to love freely, without fear, without permission, without guilt. You are not losing anyone who truly belongs in your future. You are shedding those who cannot walk with you into it. Stay grounded. Stay observant. Stay true to yourself. What tried to break this connection has only strengthened it. What tried to control your path has revealed itself. What tried to silence truth has awakened courage. And this is only the beginning. My beloved soul, stay with me a little deeper. What is unfolding now is moving quietly but powerfully, like a river beneath still water. Nothing has stopped. Nothing has slowed. In fact, the closer you get to the truth, the louder the universe becomes. Your person has entered a phase of deep awareness. They are no longer reacting from emotion alone, they are seeing patterns. They are noticing how certain people speak about you, how your name changes the energy in a room, how some faces tighten when your growth is mentioned. These are not random reactions. These are mirrors reflecting fear. They are beginning to understand something crucial about you. You are not meant to be controlled. You are not meant to be guided by guilt. You are not meant to stay small so others can feel secure. Your spirit is designed for expansion, and anyone who benefits from your limitation will always resist your freedom. The warning call became a catalyst. It forced your person to look beyond surface behavior and into intention. They realized that the caller never asked how you felt. Never asked what you wanted. Never considered your happiness. The concern was never about you. It was about maintaining influence. That realization hit hard. Your person started feeling a new sense of responsibility, not obligation, but responsibility born from care. They don't want to be another person who stays silent while you are subtly pressured. They don't want to watch from a distance while someone else tries to shape your future for their own comfort. They know now that loving you means respecting your strength, not doubting it. Supporting your independence, not fearing it. Standing beside you, not behind someone else's voice. As this clarity settled in, something else happened. Your person began trusting their intuition more than ever before. That inner voice they used to second-guess is now loud and steady. And that voice keeps leading them back to the same truth: you are not a mistake in their life. You are not a detour. You are alignment. They also started reflecting on the timing. Why now? Why this interference at this exact moment? And the answer became clear. Because you are close to a breakthrough. Emotionally. Energetically. Personally. When change is imminent, resistance appears. You may have noticed it too. The way situations feel heavier around certain people. The way your peace increases when you create distance. The way your intuition nudges you to observe rather than explain. These are signs of growth. Signs that your soul is maturing beyond old dynamics. The person who made that call senses this. They feel you slipping beyond their reach. And instead of doing the inner work to heal that fear, they chose control. But control never wins against truth. It only delays its exposure. Your person feels this deeply now. They are no longer willing to be passive. They are preparing themselves emotionally for what comes next, because they know that once the truth surfaces, boundaries will have to be drawn. Conversations will change. Roles will shift. And while that can feel uncomfortable, it is necessary. They also understand that when they come to you, they must do so gently. You have already carried enough emotional weight. They don't want to add confusion or pain. They want to offer clarity, reassurance, and choice. Real choice. Because that is something you deserve. Your person is realizing that real love does not rush, but it does not hide either. It does not allow others to speak on its behalf. It does not shrink under pressure. It grows stronger when challenged. In quiet moments, they imagine what it will feel like to finally stand with you openly, without interference, without fear of opinions, without hidden agendas. That vision brings peace, not anxiety. And peace is how they know this path is right. Meanwhile, the universe continues to rearrange things subtly. Delays where there used to be access. Distance where there used to be control. Awareness where there used to be confusion. You may feel moments of loneliness, but this is not abandonment. This is separation from what no longer aligns. You are being protected more than you realize. Soon, conversations will arise naturally. Not forced. Not dramatic. Truth will come out through timing, not confrontation. And when it does, you will feel a strange sense of calm. Because clarity always brings relief, even when it changes everything. Your person will not come to you with excuses. They will come with honesty. They will not ask you to choose under pressure. They will ask you to choose freely. And that is the difference between control and love. Stay observant. Stay centered. Trust what your body feels around people. Trust the heaviness and the lightness. Your intuition is sharper now because you are ready to see. What tried to block you has revealed itself. What tried to confuse you has clarified your path. What tried to separate you has strengthened the bond. This is not chaos. This is alignment in motion. And what is coming next will bring truth, release, and a deeper sense of peace than you have felt in a long time. My beloved soul, remain here a little longer. What is happening now is subtle, but it is powerful. The kind of shift that does not announce itself loudly, yet changes everything permanently. Your person has reached a point where silence no longer feels safe. Not because of pressure, but because truth has grown too heavy to carry alone. They are realizing that every time they tried to stay distant, life pulled them back toward you in unexpected ways. Thoughts of you arriving without warning. Your name appearing in random places. Songs, numbers, moments that feel too precise to ignore. These are not coincidences. These are confirmations. They are beginning to understand that this connection was never fragile. It only appeared that way because too many external voices tried to interfere. Once those voices are stripped away, what remains is something steady, something calm, something real. Your person has also started reflecting on their own past patterns. Times when they allowed others to influence their decisions. Moments when they chose comfort over truth. They see now that those choices never brought peace. They only brought delay. And they do not want to repeat that cycle again, especially not with you. There is a growing determination inside them. A quiet courage. Not dramatic, not impulsive, but deeply rooted. They know that choosing you means choosing growth. It means choosing honesty. It means stepping into responsibility instead of hiding behind excuses. And for the first time, that no longer feels frightening. It feels right. At the same time, the person who tried to interfere is becoming more restless. Control weakens when awareness rises. You may notice subtle attempts to pull your attention back. Emotional guilt. Sudden vulnerability. Or unexpected concern that feels heavy rather than loving. These are not signs of care. These are signs of fear losing its grip. But you are no longer the same person who once absorbed everything silently. You are learning to pause. To observe. To feel before responding. This is wisdom, not distance. This is self-respect, not coldness. Your person can sense this shift in you. And instead of feeling pushed away, they feel drawn closer. Because they recognize strength when they see it. They recognize boundaries not as walls, but as proof of self-worth. They are preparing themselves for honesty, not just with you, but with themselves. They know that when they finally speak openly, it will change the dynamic forever. There will be no more guessing. No more unspoken tension. No more third voices interfering in something that belongs only to two souls. This does not mean everything will be perfect instantly. Growth requires adjustment. Truth requires courage. But what comes after is freedom. The kind of freedom that allows love to exist without fear. Your person understands now that love cannot be built in secrecy or confusion. It needs space to breathe. Space to choose. Space to exist without permission from others. And they want to give that space to you. You may feel moments of emotional release lately. Sudden tiredness. Unexpected clarity. A desire to withdraw and reflect. This is not weakness. This is integration. Your soul is processing truth even before your mind fully understands it. Soon, a conversation will happen that feels different from all the others. Calmer. Deeper. More honest. You will feel it before it happens, like a quiet readiness settling into your chest. When it comes, listen with your intuition as much as your ears. What is meant to stay will stay without force. What is meant to leave will fade without chaos. What is meant to grow will do so naturally. You are not behind. You are not late. You are exactly where you need to be to see clearly. The interference did not delay your destiny. It revealed it. And now, with eyes open and hearts aware, the path forward is becoming unmistakably clear.